All right, we are live. Welcome back to the Superdwarf show. We got a bunch of people in the chat already.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Dope, man. People have been chatting away. What is up? We got Richard Bilbo, Serpent, Eclipse Reptiles, Benjamin Taylor, curly-haired keeper, also known as the winner of $500 of Reach Out Reptiles credit.
Yeah, well, we got a lot to
Retic
talk
Fest.
about. We got a lot to talk
Oh, yeah.
about.
Lori Torini, Eric Veach, Jay Hill Jr., Gania Gahaka, Erica Christian, Rampant Mermaid, Heartland Reptiles, Jay Lunsford, Intrepid Exotics, Jeffrey L, Dylan Clary. What up? What up?
Hi, everybody.
Man, they're going off.
So that's Thomas over there in the production seat. My name is Garrett Hartle. Welcome back to Reach Out Reptiles. We're rolling off of so many things, Thomas. So many things. It's crazy.
What's been the biggest stress off your plate? Like, what's the thing that you're glad to just have been done with?
The Competes Act.
That is a big one. Job
as big
security.
As Retic Fest was like, yeah, exactly. Was like throwing a wedding, but the Competes Act looming over these Lacey Act amendments and all this craziness that they try to do. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm going to steal my own thunder over on the official US ARC channel, which if you're not subscribed, what the heck? But yeah, the Competes Act was thrown away. It was garbage. Even the Senate and House of Reps couldn't agree on it. So they just rewrote a new one with none of the extra crap. So it's completely dead. They don't even have the ability now with the recess and the timing of everything. I mean, it would just be next to impossible to even try to bring it back up if anyone cared about it. And nobody
We are
does.
safe for the next 5 months.
So
long story short.
Yeah, we're good. Competes Act is gone. Well, it's not like next 5 months like it's going to come back. A bill called the Chips Plus Act was passed that did everything that bill was supposed to do. So that is gone. Someone has to start from scratch, get themselves a new patsy, you know what I mean, to fund in the government to try to create their white list of pets or whatever crazy thing they want to do for no good reason. So that's really cool. There's a lot of fun content going on that's outside of our company. Those of you guys that follow the snake discovery thing, they're doing their build off challenge. So that's pretty fun.
Which we didn't get invited to. We're very sad about it.
That was by
I'm
design.
just kidding. No. There's design. There's an overarching plan that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we're planning for the future.
You know what made me laugh though is seeing the comments in their teaser trailer, like when they showed all the logos and the people that were coming there. Everybody was sad that Clint was not going to be there. And they even went as far as to speculate that Snake Discovery and Clint's Reptiles now had beef. And that was the biggest reason he didn't go back on.
No, it's because me and Clint have
So what's
beef.
our beef? What's our beef with Snake
My
Discovery?
beef is with Clint.
Yeah.
And they didn't want our negative vibes on the show. That's
Pretty
what it
much.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clint hasn't come to see me for so long that I can no longer be his friend.
That's how it goes, man. It's YouTube land.
YouTube land. Yes, we're very sensitive. We need to constantly touch base and stroke each other's egos, or you're out.
Friendships equal collaborations. There's no such thing as
if you don't collaborate with me, you're dead to me.
Speaking of collaborations,
like the Competes Act. Woohoo! Sorry.
Well, no, I was gonna say, speaking of collaborations or people on content, should we introduce our guest?
We do have a silent guest sitting over here. Do you guys want to see who it is? Ready?
Well, camera's on him.
Evan Wooldridge
What's up?
from Strength & Leo's podcast. Welcome.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
Oh, hold on. I have to transition it. Now introduce him.
Okay.
There he is.
Run it back.
Right here.
Evan Wooldridge, Strength
Yeah.
& Leo's podcast.
What's up, guys?
So Evan has actually hustled his way out here from his school in Wisconsin.
Yep.
To come hang with us and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we've known each other for some time now.
Yeah. What is it, like 4?
Yeah, something
4
like that,
years
3-4
about?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty cool.
yeah.
I was on your show last time. You're finally getting out here to be on my show.
Right. Yeah. So it's been coming full circle. It's crazy.
Welcome.
Thank
How
you.
are you enjoying Pennsylvania so far?
It's awesome. Never been. It's first time here in PA. So enjoying it. Love the scenery. The drive up here was nice. So
Right on.
yeah.
So those of you guys that are looking for good podcast content, you can check it out. It's Strength & Leo's.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about your show, what you do, why you're doing all that?
Right, so I breed leopard geckos. I run Decked Out Geckos is my leopard gecko company that I do breed and sell geckos, and then have a podcast as well. It's called Strength & Leo's. We bring on mostly leopard gecko guests, and then Garrett's been on, so we obviously try to go and get into different avenues of reptiles and just bring people on, have a good time, and educate people on leopard geckos.
did you bring me on? Do you remember?
So I just remember you having an amazing video on like the business side of reptiles, and I'm like, no one's talking about this on YouTube at the time, at least, and I'm like, I gotta get this dude on. So it was before the new building, before you even had employees.
Way before.
Yeah.
I was 16 years old.
Yeah, and I'm 19 now. Yeah. So it's crazy. So before all that, you were running everything by yourself, channel, Instagram and all that. So I just DM'd you. I'm like, hey, like, would you be interested in coming on? You're like, sure. Came on, and I think I was actually, so it was crazy. I was actually at a program at UCLA when this was happening.
Okay.
So there was like people running down the hallways, and crazy stuff was happening, and then I was able to get everybody kicked out just for the podcast when we filmed it. So
really?
yeah, I was in a UCLA dorm room like recording that podcast. So it's like,
did you do video on that one?
no, so it was just all audio on the time. We do have video now that able to get everything connected, but I'm like, let me start with audio and then work my way up to video.
Yeah,
So
it was funny because he's asking me about a bunch of my like ancient past.
Yeah.
I don't remember all these details. I can't remember what happened to me
Right.
last week. But we had a similar thing. A lot of you guys know the story. I started breeding geckos, leopard geckos.
right.
You know, professionally, as in breeding them to sell their babies.
I think this is
Hi,
my case
Thomas.
for Retic Fest, and I might have jacked the gain up a lot.
Whoa, there you go.
There we go. I was trying to figure it out. I was like,
How do you guys like that shot? You should. Someone should have super chat right there. Get a dance in the moment with Thomas. There you go.
That's a memeable moment right there.
You know how on stage people wear black clothes so you can't see them move around? We need you to get some kind of like, you know, I don't know,
invisible
icy
cloak.
gray, white, and black, urban camo
Like that.
for your production.
Hey, everyone's saying I need an audio mixer. Well, if only we had the budget for it.
This guy is like smiling ear to ear over there, begging for more money.
Oh, I'm not begging.
This guy's terrible. He's not begging.
Duran says Thomas Booty. Yes, Duran, that is Thomas Booty.
He's just saying that you're not getting it unless you super chat enough money in for him to buy it.
Speaking of super chats, if you do send in a super chat, we will stop everything and dance. Since we have a guest, we'll make the guest and Garrett dance.
We're gonna do a duet.
It's crazy how I could just
The
say
rules are
things.
different
I
every
could
time.
say things as a rule. If I just say it
Just
confidently
yeah.
enough, the guest doesn't know. We could just like,
I just want to call out the fact that you threw the responsibility of floor audio onto me, and then I threw it back onto you guys who were complaining. That's we're a
no,
slippery bunch
it
here
was
at
a
Retic
It's
Fest.
business. It's not personal. It's just business.
Just business.
So yeah, rolling back, like I started breeding when I was 14.
Yeah.
And I had done pretty good by the time I was 16.
Right.
And I had kind of like rode the peak. I think I bred for a few more years or whatever,
Okay.
but that's pretty similar, except that you still got it going on.
Yeah.
So you got a full ride to college.
Yeah.
right? At what was the name of the 4 years?
University of Wisconsin.
So it is University of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And are we allowed to talk about some of the stuff that your RA and no one knew about? back
Sure.
in the day?
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
watching
No.
the
They're
show.
yeah. They're graduated already, so we're good.
So tell me about going to college with geckos because you can't keep them in a dorm.
Yeah, so it was wild. So actually, the first semester, I had my brother take care of everything. So I'm like, okay, dude, I'm leaving.
That's back in LA. where
Back in
you're
LA,
from.
yeah.
Okay.
So from California, LA. So I'm like, dude, you got to take care of all these geckos. Well, I'm gone and moving to college until I figure things out. So I got really lucky. So I had a roommate from India who came to school. It was during COVID, so fall of 2020. We didn't know what was happening, and he's like, dude, like I can't. He basically got like anxiety, and he left before school even started. So he roomed with me for 2 days, and I had the whole dorm to myself. So it was kind of the best thing that happened in that regard, because I'm like, nice, I have like a whole wall to myself in this tiny like 9 by 12 dorm room.
So you
basically.
can fit one Indian roommate or 200 Indian geckos.
Exactly.
In
Yeah.
the same amount of space.
Right. Exactly.
And that's basically what happened.
Yeah. So that's a good one. I like that. So yeah, did that, and then I guess January of 2021, I got the whole collection moved over, racks and geckos, moved in.
Dude's running a reptile breeding business out of his dorm, full
Literally,
of racks and
yeah.
everything.
4th floor, so I had to get everything through the lobby, up into the elevator, and then
And
I just
nobody
had-
found out.
No one found out. I think one person walked because they noticed that I was coming because I think it was in the afternoon. So people were noticing. Like, what you got in there? I'm like, oh, just shelves of stuff. And
Yeah.
they're like, okay.
You just tell them it's like your VHS collection.
Yeah,
And everyone's
they'd
like,
be
oh, I don't really remember VHS.
They're like, what is that?
I don't remember lots of shelves of racks for VHS.
Right.
That's weird.
Exactly. So
Crazy.
got
This
all
guy
that
sounds a
moved in.
lot like you. I'm just gonna say that. You guys are like two peas in a pod.
That's what
Just
I'm about.
guerrilla
right.
breeding warfare.
Yeah.
So you need to learn from my mistakes now so that you can grow up to be even better.
No venom. I don't have any venomous in the apartment
See,
of the
good.
dorm.
So he's already learned.
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You can spout the areas where I was an idiot and avoid
Right.
them entirely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fired. by the way.
Fired.
So actually, Evan is here not just for the collaboration on this, but you actually came out here for our internship.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is pretty cool.
yeah.
So what are you going to school for? What do you hope to learn? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm going to school for business marketing. That's my major, and then I'm getting a minor in African American studies. So yeah, during the internship, I think you're probably the standard of what it means to market yourself in the hobby. You kind of change the game with the whole Stuart design, rebrand, and just what it means to put yourself out there in the world of reptiles. So just getting that opportunity in itself is just second to none. And I just really hope to learn a little bit more about that, how to market yourself out there, what it means to manage a brand in a growing reptile industry. I think you've probably heard many times the reptile industry's dead or it's going to die soon. And it's just kind of like,
Ever since I started.
right, this hill that we're dying on.
Hear it
But
all the time.
exactly, but you prove people wrong, and the whole industry, I think, has. So just learning more about that and how to just push the envelope a little bit.
Well, I think you're in for a treat because we actually have, so this was just coincidental, but you guys may know we have another YouTube channel called The Reach. And maybe it will continue to be called that. Maybe we may shake it up a little bit. But this channel is really for Dwarf and Superdwarf retics
Right.
and educational content, stuff like that. And the other channel is more of like what's going on behind the scenes and kind of family adventure, reptile stuff, things like that. All of our guests who come out for Retic Fest, all of those.
Right.
And so that's going to be a vlog channel, which in my estimation, this channel has achieved very much of what I wanted. This channel, Reach Out Reptiles, the video log that we have, besides these lives, which is really just to hang out with you guys, it's more, I see it more of a library for educational content for Dwarf and Superdwarf retics.
Right.
The other channel that we have is Wide Open. It's just kind of a day in the life sort of thing. Follow along, see what's going on.
Wide open. You can find anything from iced tea tasting reviews to reptile shop tours.
Whatever Thomas feels like filming that week, especially
Whatever
when I'm gone.
is, yeah. Well, listen. Discussion for another time.
But it's a new channel, and we're trying to build it from the ground up.
Right.
So the very first thing that we are doing now, I think we've found a little bit of our voice. Wouldn't you agree there, Thomas? Like, we starting to see the kind of content people enjoy over there.
Yeah.
And so now we need to strategize just to be able to provide more of that stuff for you guys.
Right.
But from a brand and marketing standpoint, the stuff that you're interested in, we actually have a all-day consultation booked with Stuart Design, who already rebranded Reach Out Reptiles, but I'm having them do the Reach
Right.
almost as its own entity. I think that it deserves it
Yeah.
and has the potential to grow from there.
Definitely.
So we're actually going to take Evan down there with us when Thomas and I go and learn about, how we're going to push and, and help that channel evolve. So that should be pretty fun for you
Yeah.
to sit in on. That's kind of like the end goal, right? Like
Right.
the tail end of what you would be doing from marketing, brand development, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. It's going to be a lot of strategy sessions there.
Right.
So he gets to be a fly on the wall for that. So it
Exactly.
should be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
NBA level stuff. Here
Yeah.
at Reach Out Reptiles.
Really,
Yeah.
for sure. So, yeah, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thomas, how has your week been? What's the most interesting thing?
Well, I
that
got
you
Monday
have had
off.
going on?
I got Monday off, which is great. Got to sleep in a little bit. Is there something I should be saying? You're looking at me like
What else you want to bring up since 2 weeks ago, the last time we were live?
Jeez, man, I feel like I've lived a whole lifetime the last 2 weeks. Prepping for Retic Fest was nuts. I haven't even thought about anything like past Retic Fest. So now that I'm here, it's like, oh, I didn't expect to make it this far. So everything here's a bonus, man. I'm just
The
out
world
living.
is your oyster.
I'm excited for the rebrand. I think that's like I wasn't even thinking about that until today we were like, oh yeah, that's tomorrow. Hey, we should bring him along. So I'm really excited for that. Especially like you were saying, taking the vlog channel new directions and just like finding our voice.
Yeah.
That's been cool. I know you asked me what I have going on, but like these are the thoughts I'm having.
Yeah.
As you can see, we're doing to the YouTube land people. We're constantly switching our live stream setup. I do like it down here. There's a lot of things to tweak.
I consider it a
but-
live stream tour of the facility. New place every show.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Eventually
we
they'll see
moved
the
to
whole
a
place.
new
Right,
room every week.
Yeah.
How
did you like Retic Fest?
It was super fun getting to meet a lot of you guys. Like I know, like I can put a face to almost everybody in the chat right now. And those of you I can't, we all know why you missed out. It's some FOMO going on there. But yeah, it was super fun. Just very stressful. The TV and audio system were not working at all how I intended. Even though we did a trial run, things just like to break the but we got it figured out. And once we made it past that point, I was like, all right, I could like actually enjoy myself. But yeah, getting to shake hands, tell people, like ask people like what they think of the content on like a more personal level and like really hear it from their mouths directly instead of like, it's like a comment section. If the comment section was like an event, then you could just go to the comment
kinda
section
scary.
and like,
You just dive right
hey,
into the
what did you
comments.
think of this?
Yeah.
It was super fun for me to do that. But
Yeah, you should have come a few days earlier.
I know. Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah.
But it was crazy.
It was pretty cool. But it was a wild party. I mean, we had like axe throwing outside. We had the stage set up. There was a bunch of food. My cousin's from Jamaica. He's cooking up all this jerk chicken and
Nice.
stuff like that. On my desk, right behind us over here, you guys can probably see, especially if you follow. I think I noticed that Adam Wicken from Wicked Reptiles was filming it and stuff. But we had people getting Reach Out Reptile logos tattoos.
No way.
Yeah, so it was like 10 people that got tattoos there.
Yeah.
That makes like probably 40 people or maybe 50 people
That's crazy.
that have my logo tattooed on
Yeah.
them.
How do you feel about that?
That's weird.
yeah.
It's pretty weird.
it's weird how people keep listening you to
It's
do
a little
things.
bit better than having someone tattoo your wife's face on them.
Wife's face, not even your face.
Yeah, wouldn't that be?
Maybe like your son's face because Reach Out Reptiles is kind of your child.
There you go. First person to get Finley tattoo. I'll pay for it. So that could be you, Thomas.
No
If
shot.
you were going to get a Finley
Oh,
tattoo.
if it's Finley's
what would
gonna
it
do
be?
great things. That's like investing early on baseball cards right there. Like I could
Ooh.
sell that patch of skin someday. when Finley's like a world renowned like stunt driver or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's awesome.
There you go.
So there's no reward that people are just getting tattoos for it?
No, yeah.
Free.
They just got tattoos.
Free.
That's
is the
crazy.
reward.
Yeah, because I know the Reptile Super Show, Rami, if you get a tattoo, then you're in for life.
Of
to
the
any of
Reptile
shows.
Super
Yeah,
Show?
for the Reptile Super Show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. I have no such thing for people wearing my tattoos.
At their own risk.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
I just think it's funny that maybe it's like a giant practical joke where you're just constantly like pushing people as far as they'll go. So you're just slowly easing your way into their mind of like, what will they do if I ask? If I say this
Kind of
is
sounds like a
free.
cult more than a.
Yeah,
more than a
that's the next level. So
Yeah.
you build up a market for the Superdwarf.
Okay.
You get a good, strong community.
Yeah.
And then you start a cult.
Start a cult. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't got to that part of my classes yet.
No one else in the reptile industry has done it. So,
Yeah.
we're going to be the first.
Oh, super chat.
Woo.
Let me hear
Let's
the
hear the
music.
music. Ready?
I'll
Go.
give you guys the
He's going to
beats so
put
you can
earphones
dance.
on so
Okay.
that he can hear the music.
But we can't.
And we can dance.
Uh,
Oh, maybe he's not going to pull it off. There you go.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
perfect.
That
What's
felt
the
weird.
subject? It is weird.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Thomas
It's
makes it
really
super
uncomfortable for everybody.
weird. We
involved, to be
can't hear
honest.
the music at all. Just
Yeah.
so you
I
know.
can hear the music, but
we
I'm
just
bad at
danced
dancing.
to Thomas's dancing.
Exactly.
It's strange.
Angela Ferraro
Hey,
says,
Angela, tattoo shop, and so she came out. They're a fan. Their entire family has my logo tattooed.
That's insane.
Dad, mom, brother, sister, they all have it.
Wow.
So Stella came out. She was the one doing the tattooing, and she had so much fun with it. She was saying that and there was other people who wanted to jump in, and there just wasn't time at the event.
Yeah.
So there's a rumor going around that she might give out a few Reach Out Reptiles tattoos at Tinley
Really?
in October.
Yeah.
So
Just in a hotel back, like,
I don't know how that
right
would
in
work
front.
out.
Right
I
in
don't
front.
Right
know
in
the
front of
legalities of that.
Tinley Park Convention Center.
No
Yeah.
clue.
man.
It's weird how their booth is bumped out way far from the back wall. It's
We've
like
talked about doing it
enough
before
room for a
because
whole
they
kitchen
have
baker.
like tattoo conventions
Yeah.
and stuff. I
Yeah.
used to have the Harley that
Right.
people could climb up. Kids would sit on there,
Yeah.
like branded Harley in our booth. I mean, we still have like the bars and everything like that. So I talked about just throwing in like a tattoo chair and just having someone getting tattooed just for ambiance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's definitely a first.
it's a little weird too, though. I don't know how family friendly that is, really. I don't know. Like,
Sure.
I wouldn't have a problem with my kids saw people getting tattoos, but I think some people might not want that. I don't know, like Adam.
Is it
Wicked,
the vlog channel or is
he
it
bled
Reach
a
Our
lot.
Reptiles?
There was
Is
a
it-
lot of bleeding going on.
Hey, you just asked this question. Is it the vlog channel or is it Reach Our Reptiles?
Which one?
For the tattoos. You said it's not family friendly, but we can always make things. We can
Oh,
always
you can push a
excuse
little
that.
further on
Mm.
the
Exactly,
reach
it's for
because
the
we
vlog.
don't have-
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll
idea.
sublease like 3 square feet of space to the vlog.
Just have a vlog channel where people are
Exactly.
getting tattoos.
Exactly.
That's the vlog
It's
channel.
all about
Yeah.
technicalities.
This guy working the loopholes. I like it.
Right.
Trying, man.
I like it.
It's all for the production budget.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're here on the internship. You flew in
Right.
last night. You're here in Pittsburgh. Just to give you an idea, I mean, you know that he snuck his geckos in 4 stories in his dorm and all that.
right.
But you hustled your way out here too, because the internship.
Yeah.
Most people are at least semi-local. They're commuting every day.
Yeah.
But you're originally from LA,
Yeah.
and you're living in Wisconsin right now with all
Yeah.
your geckos.
Right.
And yet you're coming out to do basically a month-long internship here.
Yeah.
Where are you living? How does that work?
So, and honestly, it was stupid now that I'm thinking back. But once I figure out a way, like if I got the internship, then like I'd figure out a way to get here if I was like sleeping in a tent somewhere like off the highway. But that, pushes me. But I didn't even get my place until after I got everything. So I'm like, oh shoot, now I got to figure out like flights and how to get there and everything and just my schedule.
So you didn't have a place to stay
No,
until
not at all.
after you had your flights booked.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
So
would you end up where you live? Are you living in a tent off the
No,
side of the freeway?
no, I have my home. I got a whole house actually. It's crazy. A two-bedroom house that I'm living in all by myself.
And how does a
couple
college
miles.
student afford to buy a house for a month, rent a house?
Yeah.
For a month?
Well, luckily my university's paying for it. So
What?
Yeah. So I was like looking on like our website for like scholarships and stuff like that, and they had this like scholarship for basically unpaid or like minimally paid internships.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's just do
This
it.
one's totally unpaid, but go ahead.
Right, yeah. So I got more
wanted to
money because of
clarify.
that. Yeah. But I submitted an application, got everything in, like job description, what I'm going to be doing, how long I'm going to be there for, and they funded the whole thing. There's some donors that paid for it, so I'm like, sweet, now I don't have to pay for it, and found out a way. I had they wanted a small interview process to get it done, and found a way to get everything paid for, and they set me up in a house, flights paid for, food, all that. So
I love it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
right.
Dug in and found internships. For all
No, yeah.
So they paid for your flight and even give you like, what do they give you, like a?
Yeah, so they
a
give me like a
stipend for
stipend for
food?
food and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, so all of it,
That's crazy.
it's all covered. If not, it was like either that or like sell some more geckos over the summer or figure it out.
Who's watching your geckos back home? Or back at
So
school?
I have a roommate that's going and handling everything and watering, feeding, all that stuff.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
yeah,
It's crazy.
I'll find a way to get something done. If I want something, I'm like, figure out a way. So.
Yeah, okay, I think you're right, Thomas. He does remind me of that. It's pretty funny.
Oh,
How are we gonna do
100%.
this? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, before, when you were down in the basement, I was like, hey, I just met the intern. It seems like a nice guy. He's like, yeah. And I was like, where's he staying at? Because I was like, he's here for a month from Wisconsin? Like, how does that work? I was like, is he just like staying in a hotel? He's like, no, I got his university to pay for his house. And I was like,
Right.
holy cow. I like
No,
this
big
kid's
public
spirit.
university, you gotta squeeze them for their money. Yeah.
Make it work for it.
Oh.
No, my parents were like, if you can't
Like
get
the largest source of debt in America.
Right,
They pay
yeah.
For some
Yeah.
internship.
exactly, yeah. My parents were like, if you can't find a way to get to college, you're gonna not go to college. So find
All
a way
right,
to
so
pay
if you're
for
a
it.
college student and you want to join Reach Out Reptiles internship next month, you can reach out to Evan Wooldridge
Right.
and ask him, how the heck did you do that? Would you
Yeah.
share the secret?
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Spread the knowledge.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a whole college town here every summer now.
Yeah,
It's going to be flooded with people. Be like Retic Fest all summer long.
I like that. Yeah, have a downtown area and all the bars and stuff.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think is so cool, like I started with leopard geckos. Honestly, I don't even remember, couldn't probably tell you why I did that back then. It was just probably one of the more available
Right.
species, right? But nowadays, because it's such a well-established hobby. I mean, you have leopard geckos in every Petco across America.
Right. Yeah.
So, but you still
Around the
have
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still have these breeders doing like the high end morph stuff. And then yet it's evolved into kind of a lot of what we see with the Superdwarf retics with different localities, subspecies, morphs. Right. Am I right?
Yeah. There's a lot of parallels between the two.
It's getting pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know. What is the most exciting thing going on in leopard geckos to you right now?
From the morph side or?
From anything.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, 2020, the Cypher was released. So that's a new recessive trait. If anybody doesn't know about it, I actually did a podcast about it where John of Gecko Reptiles, that's kind of what he did to release it. We had him on the podcast. So it's a recessive trait in leopard geckos. It's a color enhancer. There's a genetic reverse stripe that goes down it, which is like the first genetic like patterning of any leopard gecko. And then all black eyes in the Cypher.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So people are just getting it into new morphs. So
that's what you're into, the Cypher stuff?
Yeah. So I was actually the first person to buy into it, to get the first Cypher. Okay. Yeah. So I paid $3,000 for my first Cypher back in 2020. I was telling you on the car ride back, like my mom wanted to kill me when she found out. Paid $3,000 for leopard gecko. But yeah, I got into that. It's into albinos now. I'm kind of mixing it into
now,
different
have you
dominant.
sold any of your Cypher project yet?
Not yet, so I haven't released any of that
new.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty new on that end. I was actually the first to get I was actually the third to get the Albie Snow Ghost. So Albie Snow and Ghost are both genes that were around in the early 2000s, the late 90s. They kind of were lost for a while, and then one of my friends, Miles at Impeccable Gecko, he kind of got them by happenstance, and if he didn't get them, they probably would have been lost forever to morphs. So I was able to get both morphs in one gecko, and then from that gecko, I actually produced 2 world firsts from that gecko. So I'm trying to get those Albie Snow Ghost into the Cypher. And
so Albie Snow Ghost and
Cypher, all together. And then I produced the first Albie Snow White and Yellow and the first Albie Snow Ghost White and Yellow.
That's crazy, doing big things. Man.
Yeah.
So my love and passion is like the pure locality stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So what do you have going on with that kind of stuff in leopard gecko? What are the parallels there?
Yeah. So kind of similar to the Dwarf and Superdwarf. It's like, obviously, you guys have Indonesia. It's spread across different islands. We're across the Middle East, India, northern India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. So we don't have separation by islands, but by huge mountain ranges that some of these leopard geckos are at. Huge, high elevations. There's actually a study that just came out about leopard geckos and in terms of where their elevation was. And it was like they found leopard geckos up to like 5,000 feet in elevation.
Jeez, that's pretty crazy.
In like near the Himalayas, which is insane.
Out of curiosity, are they darker up there the further they go up?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen any pictures from the study, but I just read the paper.
Okay.
So, but yeah, there's different localities of leopard geckos. There's so Eublepharus is a genus. Then you have Eublepharus macularis, which is the common gecko you see in pet stores. And
they're mostly from like Pakistan.
Right, yeah, Pakistan, some India mixed in there, but it's kind of mixed when they all came over here. So there's not good record of like, okay, this came from here, this came from there.
Right.
So yeah, we have all of those, and then we have different localities of different species, and then obviously subspecies of the geckos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Which ones are your favorites?
Oh man, so it's really cool because obviously the Superdwarfs, they make the retic smaller. Right. So in leopard geckos, we kind of have both. So there's Eublepharus macularis afghanicus, which are the tiny, like 40, 45 gram.
Really small.
Yeah, really small leopard gecko. So if you want, you could go that in and shrink stuff down. Then you have the Angermanu, Eublepharus Angermanu, which is like a 1 foot leopard gecko, like 150 gram, just beast that you have.
1 foot long leopard gecko.
Yeah, they're insane. The head is like, if it got your finger, you'd be in trouble.
And that's nothing to do with the old giant lines.
No, completely different.
Totally different.
So there's actually a study that proved that they're completely different too. So for people, there's a lot of debate over it, but it's been proven. Yeah.
People just assume because they're both big.
Right, they're both big.
Maybe it was mixed line or something.
Yeah, right. A lot of people think I don't have any, I don't work with it, but people kind of have come to the conclusion that it's just line breeding to make them big.
Yeah.
Some people still think it's like a recessive thing or like a incomplete dominant or it's like a super form.
Yeah.
Giant and super giant. But yeah, so you have the smaller ones and the big ones too.
Yeah. That's wild that people would still debate over what it is.
Right.
Is it an incomplete dominant? Is
Right.
it line bred? Because I mean, they were around way back when.
Right. Yeah.
It was interesting how they started.
Yeah.
you
With
know.
Ron Trimper.
Yeah,
bringing
and he
him on.
basically would like separate them by size.
Yeah.
And he had this tub, and then he had a big one in there. He's like, "Hey, how'd that older one get in?"
Right.
So he moved it from this tub where it was twice the size of all the other geckos, moved it into a older tub.
Yeah.
Of geckos that size.
Uh huh.
But then within a matter of weeks or whatever it was double the size again.
Yeah.
He's like, "What?" So he pulled it out, and it just grew into this monster. And it was like, I mean, judging by pictures in the
Right.
old Reptiles magazines
Yeah.
and stuff, it looked like it was about a foot long.
It was pretty
just
big.
a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the original.
Oh, the actual animal.
Yeah, do you remember?
No. I
Okay,
don't.
yeah.
It's too old. I
Okay.
remember like pictures and stuff.
Right,
Like that.
yeah,
I remember seeing
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So.
So yeah.
It was good times.
Right.
Well, what are you most excited about here? Or I'll tell you what. You've been following us obviously for a while,
Right.
Because you invited me over on your show years ago,
Yeah.
and probably touched base back with our content,
Yeah.
and had that kind of outside experience throughout these years. So, what's the most exciting thing for you? You just completed, literally today, guys, was his first day
Yeah.
at the internship. I gave you a little bit of a tour last night,
Yeah.
after everybody had gone home, but yeah, I mean, what's your first impression? For those who didn't get to go to Retic Fest, maybe haven't been
Yeah.
here before,
Right.
what do you think?
It's crazy to see like the inner workings of like this big machine. I feel like it's really cool when you see like the production of everything, but seeing I'm a really big process guy. So seeing like the processes and how you streamline different things, especially when it comes to like cleaning. If was talking with Rob earlier about breeding plans and how he just gets his mind around that kind of stuff. And just also innovation. He was telling me about like feeding schedules and like how you guys do that. So it's really cool to kind of see the inner workings of what you guys do and then how it looks also when you produce it for the people to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was probably my biggest takeaway, because I had, like as we talked about, been breeding reptiles and stuff my whole life. Probably a lot of you guys kind of like in that hobby thing where you have one or two of everything.
Yeah.
And then, a couple hundred geckos sitting there or whatever.
Right. In your dorm.
Right. Well, difference between you and I never went to college. So this was just at my mom's house. But poor mom. Sorry, mom.
Right. Did you tell your parents that you brought the reptiles? So did they know?
About my reptiles?
Yeah.
Oh, man. When I was in high school, at one point, I counted it was almost 500 animals in my room.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, they knew.
Yeah,
There
my
were a
parents
lot of
didn't know
reptiles
for
they didn't know about.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah, my parents didn't know for the first 6 months
Yeah.
of me breeding.
No, it was just like, I know a lot of you guys joke about doing this with your significant others or whatever. You're like, no, that one's been there all along.
Right,
And they're
yeah.
like, I don't recognize. I think this one's new. And you're like, I've got 500 reptiles, honey. You just
Right.
didn't notice that it changed.
Yeah.
But no, I had the venomous stuff I always hid, but that was all like native stuff
Right.
that I would collect from outside.
Rattlesnakes and
Right.
yeah.
So those ones I always hid. And then snakes, my mom was not a fan of snakes.
Okay.
So I'd have to have like the geckos and frogs and turtles out everywhere
Yeah.
and then like stash and hide the snakes. We didn't have a good way of doing that back then. We rack systems were kind of new. I did keep my leopard geckos in a rack. But
Okay.
the idea of keeping snakes in a rack was a weird
Right.
concept to me. And even the geckos in a rack was a very strange thing,
Yeah.
So it was kind of like being developed at the time.
Interesting.
So no, I like every good 90s kid, I had like my green iguana that just walked around the room.
Yeah.
I potty trained him to go in the toilet.
Oh, nice.
And then of course the rattlesnakes I had stuffed in like modified cardboard boxes under the bed
Yeah.
and things like that.
Man.
So yeah, I used to get in trouble if she would ever apparently she would go through my room. She'd like sit down on the bed to
Apparently.
do something. And then, well, I wasn't there and then
Right.
she'd hear, psst,
Yeah.
and
Oh
then
man.
I get in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
The details are foggy, but there was definitely a rattlesnake that she allowed me to keep for a while.
Really?
Yeah, because they knew that I had it
Yeah.
because I had hatched it. It was born at my house.
Okay.
And it was a new morph. It was like a caramel albino
That's crazy.
that nobody else had.
Right. That's
right?
insane.
They had come from a wild.
Yeah.
pair that I
Wow.
had.
Okay.
So I'd sold off a lot of the siblings and stuff, and they went to Germany through an exporter. But I kept this albino for a while because it was also, besides just the color, it was like super, super mellow.
Okay.
I don't recommend this. Probably shouldn't say this on a live, but I used to like handle it like it was any other snake.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Stupid,
Yeah.
right. So learning from my mistakes.
I'm not that ballsy.
And I remember them not liking that, but for some reason they allowed it. Until, of course, like my dad would always have clients over. So my dad is a producer. And
right.
He makes cartoons and stuff. And he would have people come over all the time because we also had a horse ranch. And so we'd get like actors and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got horses? Oh, I'd love to come ride. And he'd be like, yeah, come on up this weekend.
Nice.
And they bring their families and stuff.
Yeah.
And here I am with like showing off all the reptiles to the kids.
Right.
And I remember they came into the room one time and I had this rattlesnake and I'm like letting a 5-year-old just pet it and stuff like that. And, well, like kind of keeping the head away from it or whatever. But yeah, I think at that point they're like, you idiot. You are getting rid of that.
Yeah.
Now,
some big producer in Hollywood, their kid.
Right. It's Spielberg's son.
Right.
Dies at a horse ranch full of rattlesnakes.
Oh, that's crazy. Lawsuit waiting to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's insane.
We did. It was a little less civilized, the reptile industry.
Right.
You went from rattlesnake lawsuits to OSHA lawsuits pretty rapidly.
Yeah, I still roll the same way.
They were chatting up about all the OSHA violations and how they closed their eyes
11.
for OSHA's 11. How they closed their eyes for all of the reach content because they're scared.
Wait until the vlog that's coming up this Saturday, right? That'll be a good one.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you one of the biggest chores leading up to Retic Fest, and we waited till everyone was here. You guys know we've been building this giant shipping container cage for a snake. You've seen the pieces in the other room there. Those giant hunks of metal weigh tons, literally tons. And I cut them all up and they're laying all over the place. Jordan Carpenter came and helped me. Dylan Clary came and helped me. You guys know how heavy it was when we were moving those things around by ourselves. But I waited till everyone was here and we would just put like 8 people on a giant piece of metal and heave it up, walk it around the building, through the doors and everything like that.
Free labor?
Yeah, it was getting pretty insane. So anybody that came early on Friday got put to work and they had to do like legit, back aching manual labor.
Yeah. It was like $40 or $50 in pizza. A couple Mountain Dews.
Yeah, we took care. We like to take care of our
Why are you looking at me like that? I don't have anything to add on to that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I don't know. You've had one day, you got to learn about the processes. Tomorrow you get to go see the rebranding. And then I don't really have anything left to offer you. What are you still hanging around for after that? Anything else you'd like to learn?
Everything, as much as I can.
Just seeing what you can soak in while you're
here. Might as well. Just such an awesome opportunity to be here in the first place. But then also just to be in one of the top breeders in the reptile industry and just seeing how that works.
I don't know about that.
That's subjective. I would like to steal this kid though to help figure out some production stuff because as soon as you said I like processes, I was like, oh, we're gonna get along.
You guys got to give us a few more super chats. Maybe I'll stay in Pennsylvania for longer.
Make that happen, guys. Make that happen.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty fun.
No, and there's just even we were talking about before, just the parallels between Superdwarfs and leopard geckos. It's you probably noticed the crowd that's into the real locality stuff and into the morphology and into where they're from, the island, what is the environment like all that stuff. That's the stuff that I get excited for in leopard geckos. So it's a totally different crowd dealing with those people than just the people that want tiny snows.
Well, that's what's great about it is it has something to offer everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times people will get into it with as basic level as a rescue.
Right.
Retics are like that. There's rescues everywhere, mostly mainlands. You don't get into Superdwarf stuff. But then you get into it and you're like, okay, this thing's really big. Is there a smaller or more reasonable version of this? And then they find the Superdwarfs.
Right.
And so wherever it starts at, you kind of go and learn from there.
Exactly.
It was weird for me because, like I said, my mom wasn't into snakes. I wasn't allowed to have a snake until I was, I think, 15. I finally got my first snake after a lifetime of begging.
Yeah.
But my very first snake, other than stuff I would catch outside and hide in my room, but my very first snake that I bought was a carpet python.
Okay.
I think it was an IJ, but it was a while ago. Could have totally been a mutt or something.
Okay.
But the second one was an imported Jampea, pure jam pair Retic, which almost went extinct between now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's been 2 clutches in over a decade.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of that locality. So it was weird because I got into that first because back then the morphs in Retics were like tiger and albino. Maybe genetic stripe was out at the time.
Okay.
But they would have all been obscenely expensive.
Right.
You know, the first like albino tigers are like 15, 20 grand.
That's insane.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So even the tigers and super tigers, I remember drooling over one of the price lists from Bob Clark, and the tigers I want to say were like maybe 3 grand. I remember the super tigers were 5 grand because I wanted them.
Yeah.
And then you could get an imported pure Jamp. It was $185.
That's insane.
Yeah. So this last time that we made them, just for comparison, they were $3,500 a pair.
Sheesh.
Just because they've become that rare. Because unlike leopard geckos, we can't import anything anymore.
Yeah.
So the genetics are like capped off.
Right.
And I think a lot of people loved and appreciated the morphs and or the localities and the pure stuff. But the morphs overshadowed it with the amount of money you could make.
Right.
So people got into it from more of a financial aspect. Like, not that they didn't care about the animals, but they're like, well, I love Retics, but if I breed these, they make money. If I keep those, they do nothing for me. So if you talk to a lot of guys that kept, like, in the early 2000s stuff, a lot of them had Jamps or Superdwarfs.
Wow.
And they just didn't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
It kind of died out.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it went back full circle for me, and now those are the most expensive. So it's making us see that.
Yeah. Get to see the full circle of how everything worked.
Right.
Yeah.
So we actually get a question from Christina Hill.
Hey, Christina.
For you, Evan.
Nice.
She
By the way,
asked,
Christina was like one of the VIPs of Retic Fest. Thank you.
4
guys
hours
so
of
much.
dishes, she says, and happy to do it.
No kidding.
Let's see. Where was that at? She would like to hear your thoughts on Lemon Frost and Eclipse Morphs. Also, we have about 5 minutes left, but we can get a couple minutes over.
I think I'll go grab a snake to name. While you do that. One of the things that we do here is we let people shout out names, and we pick names for my personal snakes.
Nice.
So that's how we name them all. So we'll let you choose the name out of their suggestions.
Cool.
Tonight.
Nice. I like that.
All right. So
cool.
You can go ahead and answer Christina. I'll be right back.
All right. What do you think of Eclipse and Lemon Frost?
Cool. Yeah. So Eclipse is super cool. Really common morph. It was one of the first eye pigmentation gene to pop out of leopard geckos. Super cool to make raptors and radars. Have it in a lot of stuff right now in my collection, so I really like the morph. If you're going, I say for color and eye pigmentation, Marble Eye is another cool eye gene in leopard geckos that people are really interested into. Not a lot of people have it, but that's another cool option for eye pigmentation. The only thing is you don't want to mix Eclipse and Marble Eye, because once you get the genetics mixed up, it's hard to tell what is what. So as long as you keep Eclipse pure, I'm all for Eclipse. Lemon Frost, on the other hand, I do not recommend breeding Lemon Frost. So if people aren't familiar with Lemon Frost, it's a gene that popped up, I want to say 2012 or somewhere around there. But actually, they pretty much all the Lemon Frost that pop up, they produce tumors in the adult leopard geckos. So you'll see pictures, if you see Lemon Frost tumors and just look that up on Instagram, you'll see crazy just pictures of just tumors popping out of these geckos. And it's super inhumane just for people who are still breeding them and crossing them into different morphs. Then you have these beautiful geckos, but then they're producing tumors in these leopard geckos that just end up dying anyway. So I don't breed them, I don't work with them, and I don't really condone working with them just for those issues. Super unfortunate that they do produce tumors. It's a super awesome morph, but don't recommend breeding it. Yeah.
Solid. To be honest, I'm not very initiated or educated on like anything other than Retics.
Yeah.
I think it's super interesting. I didn't know you could like breed for eye color genetics.
Yeah, so it's different. Either full eyes or it's kind of like different shades. So like 50% of the eye will be like regular and the 50% will be like
that's
full red.
Such a cool dimension to breed in.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that in Retics?
For eye color?
Yeah.
I mean,
you kind of do.
Behind the Annery super phantom or Annery cows, I wanted to make a white-eyed white snake.
That's true.
Yeah, so we
gotta have a full and half pupils,
I just like what
Yeah.
he's saying about leopard geckos, where you can like do the half eyes and like, wow, homie doesn't like the mic. Homie said, nah.
Oh, you're gonna earn an interesting name tonight, honey.
So
yeah,
what is
they're
this?
gonna
What are we
call you
looking at?
Mike or something.
So this is a Phantom Sunfire Tiger female. She's 2 years old. She's It's very high percentage Superdwarf, obviously, if she's 2 years old and
Yeah.
small.
That's insane.
But
Great food response.
she's got a lot of Madu in her and a lot of Kalatoa.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny because, like, I know her parents, grandparents, and stuff going way back. And, like, on her mom's side, they have this long, slender head. See that head shape? And then on her dad's side, they have these big bug eyes. So she's got both. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
That's awesome.
So you're talking about, like, eye color. I mean,
Right.
you could even breed for, like, head shape and
Yeah.
anything you want. I mean, crested geckos, they do that really
Right,
big,
yeah.
like the
The
big
big
wide,
crest.
dopey looking ones.
Yeah.
So, yep, and she came right in to bite the mic. So, I don't know. What do you guys think we should name? So, the way we're going to do this is you guys in the comment section can actually shout out in there, what do you think we should name this girl? And then Thomas will read them out anonymously. And Evan, if you hear one that you like, just kind of hang on to it.
Okay.
Roll it around. Let some names come out. And then when you feel like it, pick a name. And that'll be the name. And then whoever wins and suggests the name that Evan chooses.
Okay.
We'll send you a picture of the snake with your name on it and tag you in social media if you want to get a hold of Thomas at reachoutreptiles.com.
Nice.
Could take 3 to 4 business weeks.
3 to 4 business days. What did you say?
I said weeks.
Weeks.
At this rate, hey, Retic Fest is over. We're getting caught up. Golem's demons, don't come for me.
I've never known Thomas to be caught up. But that's okay.
Wow.
3 to 4 business
Discussion
weeks.
for a later time.
Yeah, it's because of the production cost.
Yes.
Budget cuts.
Labor costs.
Budget cuts.
It's the fact that I'm one human being.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
trying.
Do we have any names rolling in?
Yes,
Thomas?
we're getting a couple names. Tiny Tina, Striker,
While he's picking the names, guys, like this video.
Light
'cause this stuff's
Bulb,
too fun.
Frosted Flakes, Apple Cobbler, Enigma. Oh wait, so that's Enigma you're referencing, but I kind of like the name Enigma. Mic Drop, The Snake is Alive,
Mic drop.
French Toast, Helia, Bugsy, Penelope. Don't we already have a Penelope?
Yep.
Come on, guys, get your names in. I know there's a little bit
I
of a
love the
delay, so
color
we'll
on
give you
this
guys a
girl.
little
It's really,
extra time.
It's like a yellow orange wash.
Sunshine.
There's no true black.
Do we have any
Very
sunshines
70s
yet?
vibe.
Okay. Yeah.
Sunshines? No. There's no
Sunshine, Spicy Nugget, Nassim, Biting Betty after Betty White. Chomp, Honeysuckle. I can go back through some of the other names if you want. You want me to run it back on some of the first
Yeah.
names?
Yeah.
All right. Tiny Tina, Striker, Light Bulb, Frosted Flakes, Apple Cobbler, Enigma, The Snake is a Lie, French Toast, Helia, Bugsy, Penelope, Sunshine, Spicy Nugget, Nassim, Biting Betty, Chomp, Honeysuckle, Lemon Pop, Pop Tart,
That's awesome.
Jinx, Daisy,
Nice
Snappy.
yellows.
Yeah.
Don't we already have a Lilith? I'm pretty sure we have Lilith.
Yes.
Okay. Tiger Shark,
Thomas knows all the girls.
Mustard.
Yeah.
All my snakes think they're named Get Off There. Glow Noodle, Solera, Legally Blonde. These ones are good tonight. Well, that's all. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
say.
like this.
Sunblast.
This is a good night. You got one you like?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with French toast. I like.
French toast.
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
I like it.
All
I
right.
like
Who
it.
suggested French toast?
Let's find it. That was.
What makes you think French toast about this snake?
Something about the color. It's like kind of a little cinnamony,
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit.
true.
The
That's
egg
true.
wash when you put your French toast in.
It does. It looks like it's dipped in eggs and fried.
Yeah.
I like Biting Betty, but I think
Just
we
like
could
how I
save
like
that
all
one
my
for
food.
another more aggressive. If
Yeah.
someone actually needs to get bit for Biting Betty.
Yeah.
Mic drop got a good laugh out
Yep.
of me.
I like that one.
Yeah.
French toast it is from Serpent Eclipse Reptiles. Serpent Eclipse
Right
Reptiles.
on.
Go ahead and email me.
Congratulations, guys.
Thomas at reachreptiles.com. Okay, if you're on Patreon and you'd like to join us for the after party, we will see you in a couple minutes. Is there any closing notes?
No, that's it. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining. Congratulations to all of you guys that wrote in on the US ARC thing to help keep the pet industry alive. Gumming up the works in there. They couldn't decide. They had to throw it all away and write a new one without the Lacey Act. So congratulations to all of you guys who had a part in that. That's huge. Thank you guys for joining us. And
Thank you,
if you're
Evan, for
on
joining us
Patreon,
too.
We'll see you for the after party. Do a little behind the scenes kind of thing. And if you're not on Patreon,
What are you doing with your life?
$5 a month. The
exactly.
buy-in, minimum buy-in,
$5
low barrier to
Check it
entry.
out. All right. We'll catch you guys next time.
Sweet.
Thanks for coming on. Evan.
Of course. Yeah.
This is a part where